welcome to episode 3 of the Greenzone. I am your host, Cody Russell, and I am joined once again by my good friend Travis Miller. Travis, thank you for coming back, good sir.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
I'm glad you didn't scare you off the first time with our ignorant bullshit that we go through here.
Ignorance is like my middle name.
We do live in a class of ignorance, don't we?
Oh, yes, we do. It's blissful.
Blissful ignorance. There's only one good kind of ignorance. The other guys, shut the fuck up. Don't like bad ignorant people.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of bad ignorant people, let's just hop right into it.
I was going to say, I had ignorant people at In-N-Out the other day.
Oh, you had a story.
Yeah.
Yes, please. So we'll start off with the story by Travis Miller.
So check this. So I'm in a boot now. I'm out of my little soft cast. Cool. I can walk around this boot. I go to In-N-Out in Gilroy because I was house sitting for a friend. And I'm just sitting there. It's cool. Order my food. And that little booth they have set up at them where people wait for their to-go orders.
Yeah.
It's all packed, bunch of people. This dude walks up, goes, "I can't believe the state of the world." And I'm like, oh no. He's like, "None of you are gonna give the guy in a boot a seat?" And I was like, "That's cool, man." One person did offer, and I was like, "No, it's fine. I'm just waiting for my food. It's cool.
Yeah.
I've been sitting all day. It's the one time to stand up and move around."
Yeah.
He's just he looks at me, he's like, "Son, you should be sitting down." I'm like, "No, sir. It's fine." Move on. He's just and he looks back all the people and goes, "I just can't believe it." And he just storms off, and I was just like, "Oh, this is now really awkward."
That's fucking hilarious. Honestly, I think when it comes to being in a boot and all that shit, being hurt, unless you're on crutches, people don't give a flying fuck.
I know, and they should.
Crutches are in a brace or whatever, in a sling. People don't give a fuck. Sometimes they should. But
if someone's on crutches, hold the door open for them. Hold the elevator for them. Yeah. Wait for them to
even with a boot, help them out a little.
Help them out, but if they don't ask for help, don't help people. Yeah. If someone's ask for it, then you'll get it. But
if you're ever flying, go up to the front desk and they'll give you preferential boarding.
I've been thinking about that. I want to.
The best.
I need to fly.
I abused the fuck out of it, dude. Every time I flew, it was the first thing I did. Even the last time I didn't even need to be in a boot. I still kept it on because I was like, hey, I'm in a boot. That's all I got to book first.
You packed a boot for the airport.
Well, I was gonna bring it back either way, so I was like, you know what? I might as well just fucking wear it and get preferential boarding. Fuck y'all, I'm trying to have a good time, you know. Well, yeah. So doubling back, our first topic of the day, we wanted to talk about our boy Ja Morant. Honestly, he's kind of got the thought process of Ja Binks right now, because that motherfucker is.
Isn't it Jar Jar Binks? I get it, but
he kind of. Oh, you know what? You know what he should do? He should put his hair up two little ponytails, and that literally would be that motherfucker. That would be Ja Binks.
Two ponytails and a 9. It's just, I just don't get it. This, Ja Morant has a chance of being a huge superstar, a huge sensation. He's a great basketball player, athletic, phenomenal. It just sucks to see someone who's younger than us.
Yeah, he's 20. He's 21?
No, 23, 24. I don't know.
No, because he's been in the league for a few years. Yeah.
He's young, and he has, I just can't get it. I don't understand how.
Because he was one and done. He's
23. I just understand there's no one in his corner being yo, no. Let's think before we do this.
And there's people that want to be, too. You watch Undisputed? Skip and Shannon?
Oh, yeah.
Shannon was saying, hey, Ja, if you need someone on there for you. Lil Wayne reached out to Skip and was like, hey, get me in contact with Ja so I can talk with him. There's people that want to be in that fucker's corner. But, if you're unwilling to accept help, if you're not willing to truly help yourself, you can't. You can't.
Especially when it comes to your mental status. Because I feel as much as the world has changed and it's more open to talk about what you're going through and your feelings, there's still something I feel kind of hardwired, especially if you're an athlete, to be I can get through this. Yeah. I can overcome this.
Anything, yeah.
Anything that ails me, whatever. But clearly, he's hitting the wall every time.
Because he lost. They suspended his Powerade deal.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't completely cut him out at Nike, but they took his new shoe out the market. We don't even know what the punishment is going to be from the NBA. Like,
I mean, if it was anything like Gilbert Arenas, it's going to be a whole season, right?
I don't know, because they just have a new CBA come out. So it really just depends. But I do think what I keep hearing around the
It's probably
media
going to be a
is
season.
whatever the maximum can be is going to be that,
It's
and
probably going to be a season.
which sucks. It's like technically you didn't do anything wrong. Like
Mm-hmm.
that is understood, but you also are paid like millions upon millions of dollars to be a face of a multi-billion-dollar company, and you can't stop and think for a second to say, "Hey, I need to either," because it's like it's the crowd you hang around with, right? They're going to
Mm-hmm.
influence who you not necessarily who you are all the time, but at least what your outward appearance is going to be to
And your
everyone else.
decision making
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to like heat of the moment activities.
Exactly, and it's like you're sitting there with your friends on Instagram Live, like vibing out. Who? Every NBA player, fucking not everyone, but a lot of them do that shit. You see LeBron doing it, fucking up the words every other day.
I wish I could do that. I wish I could hit Instagram live and like 1,000 people are just like, "What's this guy doing?"
Hey, one day,
I need to know.
one day when the world knows the Greenzone podcast, T Millie, that will be you.
I hope not. Actually,
Yeah, no, fuck it.
I don't
That
need that.
ain't
I don't need
never
that
gonna
kind of
be us.
attention in my life.
That ain't never gonna be us. But for real. Anyways, like it was his friend who was on there too.
Yeah,
There was a total of like 111 people watching. But one of them was a Jaw fan just watching for the fun of it and caught that shit. And from there, it's game over. Why in the fuck? It doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter who you're doing it with. Why do you showing the gun when you know there's a camera on? The friend. Did you watch the video?
I didn't watch the video. No,
If you watch the video, the friend like realizes Jaw showing a gun and puts it down after a couple of seconds. The friend had the fucking wherewithal to be like, "Hey, can't do this, bruh."
yeah.
But Jaw's dumbass doesn't. Like, I get it. Like,
There's a sense of untouchableness. I feel like
yeah,
that comes with once you get to that level that he's at,
yeah.
and you think, "Oh, this isn't going to be a big deal," but it is a big deal because
You're still black in America, bro.
not only that, but also how many little kids are wearing your jersey? How many little kids are going to your games? Like,
Wear your shoes.
you're no longer a regular, degular human being where
Mhm.
I could do that and
Mhm.
probably get away with it and just be our friends and be like, "Are you okay, Travis?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Like, okay, cool. But like once you are making the money, like you said, you have all the endorsement deals, you're in commercials, you're this, kids are walking around school wearing your jersey, you have kids begging their parents, buying you tickets. I want to see Ja play. I want to see this guy play.
He's Supermax.
You are in a whole different stratosphere of human beings. That's why I hate when celebrities go like, "Oh yeah, the everyday person." Sorry, you did your craft where you did so well that you are no longer allowed to talk for the common man. You are in a whole different stratosphere of people, and you need to understand that that stratosphere has its own set of unwritten and written rules that you need to abide by,
Yeah.
especially if you're playing a sport.
I agree, bro. I completely agree. I think it's a cross combination of like it's wanting to be someone who, like we were talking about the last episode, like masking, like being someone that you're not. Like maybe this is him, I don't know, but like from what I've heard, he grew up middle class, like not like kind of in the hood, but like not crazy. So it's
Yeah,
like I don't truly know,
it's
but
like you come from a two-parent household, man.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
you understand responsibility, but I also understand, and this is something I try to let people also know. You also understand that he is still a young guy.
Mm.
If you have a son who's 25 and who lives at home and is not doing well, you can't judge a guy who actually dedicated his life to a sport, got to the NBA like he always dreamed of wanting to, and he's going to act out and do something off the books, off the handle. I think we need to give them a little more, not leeway, because I feel like that's a slippery slope,
Mm.
but we need to, as people watching him, need to have more understanding and
Yeah,
have more empathy for the guy.
that's fair. That's really fair. I mean, it's a mistake at
Yeah,
the end of the day. It's a mistake, but it's also a big mistake, and he needs to learn from it, of course. But this like cancel culture that we're living in, this will kind of lead into. I don't know if we'll get to it later on, but Matt, rise a topic. It's we you either a fuck up or someone says you fuck up, and that's gospel. When realistically, eh, we don't know. Like that's us when I was talking about like the thug life with Ja. Like we don't truly know if he about that life, you know? Like maybe one day he'll get tested and then we'll really know. But regardless, we don't know what's going through his head. If he's about
Mm-hmm.
that, that's cool. Like that's you. There's been a lot of hood niggas that also come out and played sports, done well, but you got to understand the company that you're in at the same time, and the company that you hang around with truly influences the person you become. That's you. That's cool. Hang out with those people, but they shouldn't be your primary friends. They shouldn't be the people you're relying on for advice. They shouldn't be your number one people. You should surround yourself with people that truly are going to make you a better person. And even if they outgrow them in terms of like you eventually have to move on. So like my friend Justin told me his dad told him before, like there's three different reasons you have friends, right? You got your fucking you got your reason friends, you got your season friends, and you got your lifelong friends. Reasons are you got your friends for a reason. You work together, you are in the same class, but realistically, outside of that environment, y'all
Yeah.
ain't really talking too much. If one of y'all leaves that, you ain't gonna hear from them. Season friends, friends that are friends for a couple months, couple years. There's kind of a common interest, but you guys don't necessarily keep up with each other. Then you got your lifelong friends. It don't matter what's going on; they're there for you, ride or die. Them friends that y'all's hanging out with right now, them season friends. Not necessarily it's like you're gonna cut them off and they won't be your long term friends, but those aren't the people that you need to surround yourself with. And it's sad. It's crazy too because I'm sitting here. I'm what almost 4 years older than the fool, so it's not like a crazy difference. But myself at 23 was insanely different from myself at 27,
Yeah.
and the changes you go through as you grow up. I think this will. I think this. I think he'll be fine at the end of the day. I think he'll figure out his shit because he's making way too much money to come out here and just screw it all up.
Mm-hmm.
And there's too many people there for him, luckily, which isn't typical for black men in America. But he needs to find some lifelong friends, and it ain't. Typically, it's not many people. It's usually two, three, maybe five at the most people, but that are truly there for him. And he needs a mentor for sure. He needs someone there to like sit there and talk to him when shit's going wrong. Because that fool, that fool's all over the place, man. I feel for him hardcore.
I do.
I hope it changes because I do love watching him play.
Oh,
He's
he's phenomenal.
he is phenomenal, and like he better than Zion if I'm being honest. Like he's a number. He is the best player from his draft class. So get your shit together, man. Like
Yeah, we want to see you play in those 10, 12, 13 years
mm,
long.
damn straight.
Win a ring, bring it back to Memphis.
Win a few rigs. Even if you gotta leave, man. That's new culture. That's cool. Might be a good idea to get your ass out of Memphis, to be honest. Because Memphis can be a hood ass country or not hood ass city. There's a lot of shit in Memphis.
Where would he go though?
I mean, no. I mean, it's not solely up to him, but I meant shit. I mean, anywhere in LA, anywhere in California, he's cool. Anywhere like is there multiple Ohio teams in the NBA? Just the Cavs,
Just the
right?
Cavs.
Cavs are cool. Fucking Pacers, even the Heat, like or somewhere in Florida, any of the Florida teams, Orlando, the Heat, even the New York teams. Even if you're living in like a party rich city, that's cool.
But it's different though. Like, the culture there for those like athletes is more.
That might also be an issue for him too. I heard alcohol is part of the issue with him.
Well, that's just vices. That comes down to what you're like. There's guys that like to gamble. There's guys that like girls. There's guys that like guns and all that. And then every athlete, every person on this world has their vices of what they
No,
like.
no, I know, but I think, but what they're saying is alcohol is the influence of why he's doing these bad decisions, why he's toting a gun, and why he's fucking like the thing in Denver, dog. Like that's the worst part is he had a gun on an NBA trip when you just ain't supposed to. No
Mm-hmm.
guns in the NBA, any NBA facility. It ain't that hard. Ain't
It's
nobody
not
gonna come and shoot your ass. I'm sure them teams got tons of security. Like, why?
for the thrill. I'm just trying to think of like what would be a reason for me to like bring it. It'd just be for the thrill to do it.
Man,
Because okay, also I'm only thinking about this. You got to think about now. Jaw's part of the whole like generation of kids that did high school basketball, AAU, like sports has become a year-round activity for all sports, for all the camps all you go to, all the
Yeah.
scouting things you go to, done. So it could just be like, what if he's a little bored with his regular schedule and he did these things just to add that extra spark? Because we all love to, like, we all love to feel like alive again and feel like risky and risk taking stuff like that. Like, that's why people go to those like horrible like haunted houses where they touch you and stuff.
Mm.
I
Mm.
think it's just to feel the thrill again that like I'm not just this robot that plays basketball. I'm not just this
Well,
shoot the
he
ball.
ain't, man. I mean, you got commercials, you got people, all those interviews with him and his kid, and it's a parade in my city. Yeah,
Yeah,
like people love him. They love who you are as a person. Clearly, he is loved as a person,
yeah.
as he's not just an NBA robot. He ain't
But you
just
got to
no.
think for him though that could be for us that's something we'd love
That's
to
fair.
do. But for him that could be something that's like it's robotic. Like he's got to do all this. He's got to talk to this person. He's got to have this
Mm.
interview. That can be kind of
Yeah,
monotonous after a while.
I can imagine.
Like look at Popovich when he has interviews. Why do you think
Yeah,
he's such a
no,
mean
I
guy
get it.
now?
I
Because
was
it's
actually,
it's monotony.
yeah,
It's the same old thing.
yeah. No, it makes sense. I was actually
Not
having
trying to give him excuses, but I'm
No,
just
no,
trying to
no, it
think
makes a lot of
like,
sense because I was actually having a conversation with Daisy this past week. I told you I grew up with someone famous, yeah,
yes,
yeah. So I don't want to talk about who it is, but I grew up with someone famous, and we became really good friends in like middle school. We were kicking it every day, me, him, and one of our other friends, and it was the worst, man, because I felt for the kid because like he was like if I said his name or his character, everyone would be like, "Oh my god!" Like he's like that level famous, right? And we would go places and just like we wouldn't want to go places because it's just like I end up being a fucking paparazzi, which is like I'm just hanging out with this dude I've known since childhood,
yeah,
man. I've been growing up with this kid before he was famous. I don't give a fuck. And I was also a kid who was like I've always been one of those like a little bit more mature for my age. So me personally, I kind of had that famous, not famous. I don't give a fuck, man. Like you're my friend. That's it.
yeah.
And we butted heads, and I would fight with him and shit because I didn't give a fuck if he was
I know
famous.
your secrets.
Yeah. Well, not even just that, but like we're friends. At first and foremost, that's the core of it, man.
Yeah,
And it sucks. I talk to his family sometimes. I haven't seen him in years.
yeah.
He's completely off the grid now because of all the shit that he went through as a kid, being famous. Like we would go to like I remember. Do you know the Spectrum, Irvine? It's like a
It's
little.
like a little
eh,
arena, right?
No, it's like a hangout spot. They
Oh,
got the
okay.
theaters, a bunch of outdoor food. It's like a mall,
Oh,
outdoor
okay,
mall.
cool.
So we go hang out there one time. We just went to just hang out. We were 13 at the time. And uh well, anywhere we went, he was just like, "Oh my god, can we get a picture? Can we get a picture? Can we get a picture?" And finally, we go off to the corner. Like there's like this is before Chipotle was big too. So we go to Chipotle off in the corner, right? We're just hanging out there, and he's finally just like, "Fuck, I just want to sit down and just hang out. Like, can you sit in front of me, kind of block my view so no one really sees me?" Yeah, sure. So we're just chilling, right? And someone spots him, man. And I remember because this is at the point where I was like, I felt so sad for him. We were sitting there, and bunch of girls come up to us, and they're older than us, and they're fangirl over him hard, right? And he just looks at me, and just goes, "Fuck, man, I just want to eat my burrito." And I'm just like, "Damn, damn, I never want to be famous. That's horrible."
Yeah.
Like anywhere we'd go, like the movies, water park, the mall, whatever. It's just bombardment. We would end up just hanging out either at my house or at his house because
You can't go outside, yeah.
there's just we won't get bugged. Why am I frozen? Oh no. Okay, it's just lagging. Um yeah, so yeah, like I understand from John's perspective, like going through that. It may not be you, but it is you, and you're getting paid a lot of money, and you're not a kid. The difference was my friend was a kid. He wasn't.
Hmm.
The money wasn't coming in for him right at that point. It was just savings. Luckily, his parents were good parents, and they didn't just fucking steal all of it. Um, Similar to his. Nope, I'm not gonna say anything. Never mind. I would have given some shit away. Never mind. um,
Definitely.
but yeah, man. Like it's sad for. He's 23, and I understand it may not be what you want to do, but that's your job, man. That's your money. You ain't got to do this the rest of your life. Understand this. If you want to go be a hood motherfucker after the fact, get your glory now, man. Ruin your reputation later. Fuck it. Make your money, ruin your reputation. But right now, There's no better time, man. There is so many people that would be killing to be in your position, and you're squandering like a motherfucker. It's ridiculous.
It's tough.
It's fucking tough, man. And I just went on a diatribe, so I do apologize. I don't like to do that consistently. But
Speaking of basketball, though,
let's move on to some good basketball talk. Even though my fucking Lakers got swept in fucking 4, we did decent. It was okay. Let's actually, before we get into, let's switch 2 and 3 here, okay? Since we're talking about the Lakers,
talk
real
about
quick.
LeBron.
Is this the last time we have seen LeBron James in a playoff series?
I mean, I felt like he was so strong that he wants to play in a playoff series. Probably playing basketball, he'll still play.
But LeBron James,
LeBron James.
It's kind of crazy to think about the man, because you didn't see the post game press conference after his last game,
No.
but he was kind of he's giving hints he may retire.
Cryptic.
Yeah, cryptic. That's where he's giving hints he may retire. Maybe he wants to get traded. It's probably his last best chance to make it to a finals. Let's be honest. The team he had around him, he's getting to the point where he can't. He can be as good once as he ever was, but he's not that consistently.
Yeah.
Like his last game, he gave out 40, 10, and 9. 40, 10, and 9 at 38 years old. That's insane. Damn near a 40-point triple-double in an NBA Western Conference final at 38 years old. But he can't do that every game.
No, and that's why they lost the series. He wanted it.
No, that's not why we lost the series.
I mean, it's a big part of it. I feel not him himself. It's the fact that his drive and his want to win, even at 38, whatever, like he's putting in everything, and no one else is on his team is reciprocating and putting in all their everything. That's what it looked like for me.
Well, okay, so do you think that or like just being around that solely mitigates other people's feelings? Because the reason why I say that is, if you watched in that series how fucking well KCP played for the Nuggets, yet he started falling apart for us at the end for playing for the Lakers. Do you think LeBron's, like, because it is LeBron and because he has that premise and that like prowess in the playoffs, that players that are on his team end up shrinking because of
because it's that old additive, like I'm trying to think of like in a situation, but like there's always that if you have someone really good, you're on someone that's like a stud, you always kind of be like, oh, I might struggle, but they'll get it. Yeah. They'll always pick up. You're always counting on them to pick up your slack in a way, or your shortcomings during a game, and that's a lot to put on one person.
Fair.
And that it's not always a good recipe. So it's like when you think like, oh, LeBron's getting carries, when you like from a fan perspective, people are like, oh, LeBron's got this. It's like, no, dude, he can only do so much.
Yep.
Everyone else needs to contribute at the same level to what they're supposed to do.
Not the same level. I mean, no one's gonna be
like energy and effort wise at the same level.
Yeah. I was thinking about this too. Like, think about this. Like, that man played 48 minutes in a game. He played all 48. He rested all 4 seconds last game. How in the fuck is anybody younger than him, other than Anthony Davis and maybe Austin Reeves, Dennis Schroeder, because they play longer minutes, right? If you're playing sub 10-minute sub, how are you not going all out, giving every fucking ounce of effort you got? Because 10 minutes in a game ain't gonna fucking kill you. You're in shape, especially because of young ass in the game. Now it feels like Tristan Thompson. He played a lot for the last game and he played well. We signed his ass. He's barely played any minutes for us, and he played well for us. I understand if your ass ain't going full speed, you gotta conserve the energy. You old. But if you're not, and you're only getting 10, 4, 6 minutes, all out. Yeah. Why aren't you just... I just see your ass drenched in sweat walking off that floor.
It's like if you're only going to get 10, you make that 10 the best 10.
The best 10. It ain't that hard, man. I'm a little salty.
Oh, I couldn't tell.
It's tough to watch.
It is tough. It's tough. It's always tough to watch your team.
But to be fair, a lot of the points The Lakers playoff push started a month before everybody else's
Oh yeah,
because we started off 2-10.
no, you guys dialed back phenomenally regular
Yeah.
season, and you got there. And I think a lot. I feel, especially if you're a younger guy and you have LeBron on your team, you do have that sense of, oh, like he'll get us there.
Yeah.
Like he'll get us there,
Yeah.
but he
You
can
got to
only
perform.
do so much,
Yeah.
and he needs that, that extra help.
Yeah. I'm curious what we'll do because we do need to make changes. D'Angelo Russell, bruh. Oh my God. You have no playoff presence at all. Like I was about it. I was about to trade because I was like, oh, he grew up. He's doing better. You fold hard in the playoffs. Hard. It's ridiculous, bro. But fuck how I'm feeling because I'll just end up ranting this whole time if we keep talking about the Lakers. Let's talk about.
So if the Heat beat the Celtics, who do you have? Nuggets or Celtics? Nuggets or Heat?
I know what you're gonna say. The obvious choice. I feel like the only choice is the Nuggets. Why? Because only thing is Tyler Hero should be healthy by the time the finals start.
And I also feel like this game break for the Nuggets isn't going to help them.
Who covers Yoke? Bam's not big enough.
I would say I would put, if Butler wanted to, just because
How?
but
He's not tall enough.
he may not be tall enough, but I think he has the mental attitude for it.
Because like they put Braun on him during the game, and that was like he played well.
Like
Tristan
Jokic is going to score, but if you can minimize him in some aspect and make him give up those 5 extra shots and make someone else take those shots,
that's the thing. He's a point guard at center. If he's not taking the shot, it's the worst. He can do everything. He can shoot the three. He's not fast. That's his only thing that he's lacking. So he plays a slow game, kind of like Luka. He doesn't, but that's okay because that's just a way of playing basketball. So if he doesn't have the shot, he just starts facilitating, and he does like there is truly no one that can with the pieces around them, with Jamal Murray, with MPG or MPJ, with even KCP, Aaron Gordon. There's no one that can stop everybody on their team. If you say Jimmy's on him, right? So that means Bam's probably covering. Bam's probably playing. They're probably playing a zone and then manning up on Jokic. Realistically,
oh, most definitely.
So Bam's playing covering the paint. Then who's got Jamal Murray?
No, you're right. You're right.
What about and Michael Porter Jr. and Michael Porter Jr. He struggles a little bit away, but
he's streaky.
He's streaky.
If he gets
But
hot,
at home, it's all lights on. Aaron Gordon, he struggled. All of a sudden, this last game in Lakers, he was old. Aaron Gordon. Did I call him Aaron Jones? He was all
Aaron Jones.
He was all Aaron Gordon again. He was gold magic Aaron Gordon. That fool also looks like the White Predator. With the fucking braids, bro. Cut that hair, dog. I know you're a quarter black, but dog, god damn. Anyways,
you don't like the Predator look?
No.
It works for him.
No, I don't think it does. He ain't got the face for it. He got an ugly ass face with that haircut. Normally he's a good looking dude. That haircut makes his face ugly as shit. I'm just being honest, dog.
Hey man, he thinks he looks good.
That's all that matters. So piggybacking off, you said if assuming the Heat beat the Nuggets, who you got?
Assuming that's Heat and Nuggets, I would like to say the Heat because I like Jimmy Butler, but yeah, if the Nuggets are playing the way they're playing, it's gonna be. I'm gonna say the Nuggets in 6.
Same 5. They have not struggled. The only time this series they have struggled, and not even struggled, they've lost was away. They haven't lost at home once. The only reason why they beat the Lakers retired. But even then, like the only reason why they beat them in 4 was because they're tired. Even then, I don't think the Lakers would have beaten them in a 6 game if they weren't tired. I think it would have been Nuggets in 6 either way. Watching retrospectively,
Yeah.
beforehand, different story. But after it, I don't think there was a way the Lakers could beat them. They haven't struggled once. Their longest series was the King or was the Suns, and that's
Mhm.
because the Suns had 2 good home games and they have 2 high point scores, so they just could keep up with their point total. Heat ain't got that. They only have one superstar, and that's Jimmy Butler. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if it's Nuggets Celtics, I think it's a different story. I don't know if I would say Celtics win, but I think it's a lot closer.
Why? What makes you say that? Because of Tatum? Because of just
Hayden, Marcus
how
Smart,
they play the.
Jaylen Brown. They got 3 big men. Who's that fool? Williams. He's a banger at center.
Mm,
They got 2 Williams, but
yeah.
the one that's kind of always hurt. But he's healthy right now. They got a banger, but they still have to come back from
A 3-1.
which is if they win. I was talking to Daisy about this too. This next it sucks because they had home. They can still obtain home court again, but they have to win 3 in a row, right? But if they win this next game at home, momentum starts to swing a little bit. If they bring it at the Heat, I don't. Do you think the Heat can overcome them at Celtics Game 7? That's what would happen. That's what would have to happen if the Celtics had a chance.
Maybe not. I'm gonna say probably no.
Because they beat them the first 2 games, but that's because they came out and kind of smacked them in the mouth a little bit.
Yeah. Once you get rolling though, like that, they're down 3-1. That's a tough momentum to stop.
Mm-hmm. It's tough. So we'll
To,
see.
yeah.
Momentum rolls downhill, man. You start getting a little bit of that traction. All of a sudden, you gone. I don't know. We'll see.
It's so hard to predict these things. I don't envy anyone's job who sits there is like analysis and all those people. I don't envy those jobs.
Well,
oh my gosh.
And it's not our sport. We understand basketball, but it's not where we truly thrive. I think football. Well, the only thing with football for me, when it comes to my prediction, is I get slight biases. Like with the Colts, at first I was completely turned off. I was like, nah, they, 4-4, we're gonna be 4-13. And I'm watching Anthony Richardson. I'm listening to the talk come out of camp, and you can't be listening to that, but I do. And I'm hearing about our young receiver Josh Downs and how he's literally upgraded Paris Campbell, just not as fast but better route running. And then you got fucking Alex Pierce, Michael Pittman. That defense is still nasty as a motherfucker. And I start going, huh. But then we also have the Jags in our division, so.
I hate it. I hate thinking about it. And I'm thinking about the Broncos. I'm just like, God, we look so good on paper.
Yeah. Well, we are recording in 3, 2, 1. We very clearly took a break, as you can see. Travis is on the opposite side of me. But we are back, and we are here to talk a little NFL.
I need you to pull up that Browns logos. The Browns' new logos. Click on it.
I'm trying to. That's so bad. All these are them?
These are the 5 finalists. These are the finalists.
Oh, no. That's so bad. Okay. So you...
like, automatic disqualified is going to be the 5th one, the one in the second row, right side. That one's horrible. The one next to it is like, why is it sideways? Like, and why does it have like, it's like it's trying to be Batman as a dog, like a Browns Batman.
Oh, that's so bad. That's so bad.
If I had to take one though, it's the top right one.
This one?
Yeah,
looks like a Darth Vader mask.
But it looks the most like, I don't know. Like it kind of looks tough. It looks tough actually because it doesn't have like the smile going on, but like or like baring its teeth. But it just looks like the darkness is just like it's been some shady shit in the past at this
Yeah,
franchise.
yeah, yeah. I think that's the best out of the three. God, those are god awful. Those are god awful.
I think they can get rid of the spike collar.
On this one,
All of them. Minus the last one. They all have a spiked collar.
I like this. This spike. This one has a spike color.
Yeah, I said. Yeah.
I like that one. I like the spiked on this one. Wait, Case, you,
Like,
wait,
do you ever see the Underman, the underpants like guy books and like middle
Captain
school
Underpants?
Captain Underpants?
Yeah, yeah,
Didn't he like one of them get like that stupid like mask over his face?
yeah.
Oh man,
I wasn't super big into that, but okay.
it looks like his underpants on his head. That dog. That's what I'm trying to say. Like it's so bad. It's like they went to like a
Oh,
sixth grade class and they're like, draw us a mean dog.
that's so bad. Okay, but okay. So when you were saying you wanted to talk about this, you could also
Which one gives you Deshaun Watson energy? That's so
Ugh, I'm crying, laughing so hard. Oh Jesus Christ! We said one very specifically. I'm curious which one you meant. Well, it's kind of. I mean, no, not even that. That gives me his face for sure.
the top right one to me screamed Deshaun Watson energy. He's like, I'm here still.
It's a creepy face too. Yeah. It-
It's because there's no eyes too. It's just black
There's
pits.
no soul.
So it's just like I may have done something, I may have not done something, but I'm here.
Oh, these are so bad. Like, what goes through like even like with the Commanders, like the Washington Commanders? Why did you choose that name? It's horrible. The Washington football team is way better. You're the commies now. Like
I never even
you
thought about that. You're the commies.
there's they are these teams are multi this team just sold for $6.2 million, and the best you can come up with is the Commanders. What about the Generals? The Generals is way better. Like,
Yeah,
and then you could
the XFL teams have better
well then
names.
you can partner with General Insurance. Goddamn, look at
Mm.
I, it baffles me some of the choices in the NFL. Like,
I want to be part of those focus groups because they obviously had like focus group test some of these names.
yeah, how did they not like?
I want to know. I want to be part of those committees because I'd be like, no.
Well, because like you said, you didn't hurt. Day one, commies was the name people were giving out. We are commies. Da 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 da. It's like, how did you? How did no one catch that? How did no one think about that? Like, NFL man,
Terry McLaurin's a beast though.
scary Terry is a beast dog. That dude's a fucking and they got that fool from Alabama running back Brian Robinson. Is that his first name? Is it Brian? The dude who was shot in the leg.
Yes.
Yeah, and then he's a beast. Him and because I thought Gibson was gonna be their
And
starter.
if what's his face can stay healthy on the defense,
Chase Young.
Chase Young,
There
because
was
Sweat's solid. No,
um,
no, he's not on that team anymore.
you're thinking, well, they have Deron Payne and they also have the other fool out of
Do you
Bama.
know you know at one point the Redskins had that big white boy that's on the Bengals now,
Mm.
and they had Sweat when he was like new into
Montez
the
Sweat,
league.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, dog, no. They at one point they had the scariest defense in the league because they traded for who was that fool they used to have at strong safety, DJ Swearinger. Dude was a bopper for a minute, right? And then all of a sudden just fell
He
off.
reminded me of TJ Ward.
Yeah, very similar. But he played safety. He isn't a word corner.
Ward's a safety.
Yeah,
TJ Ward's a strong safety.
I know. Yeah, but they had just traded for Landon Collins. Their
Mm-hmm.
cornerbacks were nasty. It was like when Josh Norman, I think, was still okay. And then they had Deron Payne. Who's the other fool they have at deal? They have another Bama person at D tackle. That's Fuller. They kind of got into it though. Deron Payne and
I don't know.
fuck. What's that dude's name? But they also have Chase, and their linebackers are nasty too. Commanders. Depth chart. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Who that food guy? Who that food guy? Okay, let's just like. Oh, Jonathan Allen.
Jonathan, yeah.
Yeah, dog. Like
He was good. He was good in college.
wait, they do have Sweat still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was the thing he was
You
on
were
the Eagles?
thinking of you were thinking of Reuben Foster.
No, he was on the Niners and got kicked out of the league.
He was on the Skins first.
That's right.
Yeah.
Reuben Foster. R.I.P.
Yeah. Because Sweat is young. I thought he just got paid by him. So they got a squad in the fucking front. Their defense ain't bad.
They have a mean, yeah. It's a mean front seven.
Their offense though is
Garbage.
no, I mean not garbage. It's their quarterback. They're starting Sam Howell. I don't even know where. I forget where you go. To
NC
college.
State.
See, who gives a fuck?
No, not State. I think he went to North Carolina. Just North Carolina.
Even worse, and he's backed up by another.
Hey! Javonte Williams went to North Carolina.
Just because a good player goes to North Carolina doesn't make them a good program.
That's the definition of San Jose State.
Yeah, exactly.
I love San Jose State.
Let's see.
Woo.
Yeah, North Carolina. You right. Man, hell no. Commies are gonna suck. NFL is gonna be an interesting thing. Yeah. NFL is gonna be interesting this year. I feel like I truly don't like the Chiefs and the Eagles separate themselves, but at the same point, I don't know. Well, the Eagles. I don't know. That draft was nasty.
And also adding DeAndre Swift to your backfield. Yeah. You already have a committee back there that works, and now you have a. Yes, it's not fair.
Top 10 running back for sure.
You're gonna have probably the meanest front seven in the NFL.
Sure. O line's nasty. D line's nasty. Even their secondary is fucking nasty.
You have. Is he still playing? Fletcher Cox?
I believe so.
You have a veteran D tackle with these two young guys to teach them the game. That's gross.
They got the Eagles. Eagles are nasty.
So what's your your top 5 power rankings?
In college?
Going into the NFL season.
Let me just pull up all the teams I have. I mean, I know them all, but it's just easier to have them all in front of you. So if we go on top, I mean, number 1, Chiefs. 2, Eagles. 3, that's a good question. Niners.
I'd say Niners are 5 just because of the QB situation. Yeah. But they're bringing back everyone?
I actually had a sleeper at 5. My 5 is actually the Jags.
Ooh.
Yeah.
My Jags is gonna be my basic. My Jaguars would be for me like the biggest.
They're for sure the sleeper.
The sleeper, yeah.
But think about this: Trevor Lawrence is only getting better. Their team is only getting better. They also, do you know who they have coming back? Who didn't play at all last year? Calvin Ridley.
That's right, because he was out for gambling.
He got traded during the middle of the year.
Yeah, that's right.
And he is a baller.
That's a fantasy pickup right there.
That's a baller. Top of they still have Christian Kirk. Trevor Lawrence is only getting better. Travis Etienne's nasty. They got that fool from the Giants in the tight end. He played for them last year too. Who was it with the Titans for the Giants for a minute? Evan Ingram. And he balled out last year.
He looked like he came back alive.
I wish I was bummed the Colts didn't pick him up, but we run a fucking.
Speaking of, because he was at Bama too, right? Evan Ingram.
Are you thinking of OJ Howard?
Yeah, he reminds me because OJ Howard had so much hype coming into the league, and I felt so bad that
because he was behind Gronk. Gronk kind of fucked them over. He's not on the Bucks anymore.
I think he's on the Bucks. He's still on the roster. Yeah.
I thought he was on the. Yeah. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, Texans.
Oh no, current team.
Oh, the Raiders. No, see, Raiders.
Huh.
Well, because they traded Darren Waller.
Well, I mean, Waller's been hurt so much. Waller.
No.
And Waller's kind of older too. He's in his 30s.
Yeah, well, he missed some time playing because of the whole drug thing. So he still got some. I think he still got some years.
No, I think Waller's done.
You think so?
I think he's done.
Who to Danny?
He still has a chance. He has
OJ
a
Howard,
huge
he's
chance.
young.
He's
Yeah,
only
yeah.
28. Yeah.
You think so?
Waller,
Yeah.
dude, when he came back for like those couple games for the Raiders, he did not look like the
Yeah, but
Darren
he's coming
Waller.
off the injury. I mean,
It's,
you think a whole offseason resting?
I think that just make you complacent. I don't know. We'll
I,
see.
the only thing is, I don't know him as a person, but my thought process is
I mean, he's overcame a lot in
that's
his
what I'm
life.
saying. Like he has the strong foundation to not let shit just bring him down. My thought process, but
But injuries hit everyone differently. Like you can be like Adrian Peterson, tear your
who today announced he's still not retired.
yes, who could tear his knee? Twice? He tore his ACL twice or something like that.
Yeah, nasty tear.
And then I remember like that story of like I think it was like a coach or like an O lineman being like, yeah, he was in there by himself squatting 500 pounds like a couple weeks after surgery.
That dude's. There's just some people feel different. There's just I mean that's a different. That's God body like LeBron James.
That's like Frank Gore, man. How much abuse Frank Gore took in his career?
Yeah, Frank
Because
Gore
he was running back. Running back's career is like what? I'm gonna say 8 to 10 years.
averages 3.
That's the average NFL career.
Yeah. No, I'm saying running backs even. I think even less than that. But
Really?
yeah, no, well, you're saying good running back.
Yeah, like if you're good, decent.
Now
Obviously,
it's
if you're just a pass catching running back now, you can play like those 10, 12 years because that's all you do.
But but Frank Gore was a hard hitter. He's going straight up the gut.
You gotta think like how many hits he took when he ran the ball, how many hits he took scoring a touchdown, how many hits he took just not even running the ball.
Yeah, that dude's a beast. Wait, I didn't even finish giving my top 5. So I got Chiefs, I got Eagles. Number 3, I'm gonna take. I didn't take the Bills.
Okay.
Oh, man, that sucks. My 5 is Jaguars.
Okay.
Fuck. I hate saying this. I really hate saying this. Like I really, maybe. There's 2 teams that I could put at 4. Whoever's not 4 is 6, and 7 is the Niners. It's between 2 teams. One of them I'm okay with, the Dolphins.
Okay.
The second one, the Cowboys. I fucking hate them, but they got a good little team, man. In that division,
Yeah.
because it's the commies, it's them, the Eagles, and who they were keeping up with them last year, and the fucking Giants.
Yeah, they'll for sure probably get the wild card. A wild card spot.
That's disgusting. I can't believe I just said that. So what's yours? You can scroll up or down.
Scroll up. I'm gonna have to say, yeah, the Chiefs and the Eagles are 1 and 2. They could be interchangeable. 3 for me is also probably gonna be the Bills. I'm gonna go 4. I'm gonna go the Bengals.
Only thing is, how was their draft? Because
I don't know how their draft went. I just know, but they're returning all those skill positions, and with a healthy Joe Burrow, it's a dangerous offense.
That O line though, that's
it's always a question mark there.
That's the issue.
But they had a bad O line and they went to the Super Bowl.
They did. That's because Joey B. But he also the O line is the reason why they lost this past season.
It's
so.
I mean, football starts in the trenches, so hopefully they do something about that O line.
4, okay.
I'll take the Bengals at 4, and then my 5 can go down. Just because like their defense is phenomenal still, like, every year in and out. I'm gonna go the Niners.
Yeah, that's fair.
That'd be my top 5.
That's fair.
Just because they have that question mark at quarterback, and who knows if Trey Lance is going to start or if Brock Purdy is going to come back. And like obviously they still said Brock Purdy's a starter, but
you know who else they picked?
Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
And who knows? He might thrive in that Shanahan offense.
He will. I think he's going to dominate. I think he's going to,
because he's a bit. When he scored like a 67-yard touchdown against like the Broncos when he was on the dude runs downhill. He's big. Like he's not little. Like he's.
Yeah. No, I agree. I actually, because I was a big, I'm not, I hate USC, so I fucking hated Sam Darnold, but I was a big fan of his coming out of college. I just think him, Jets, who was their coach? Adam
Uh,
Gase. I think he,
for the Dolphins.
no, for the Jets.
Yeah,
Who,
Adam Gase.
it was Adam Gase,
Adam
right?
Gase was there.
I think he fucked him up. Like,
A bad head coach will do that to you.
and Shanahan's offense is curated to make a bad quarterback good. I don't think Sam Darnold's a bad
That's why.
quarterback.
That's why Purdy.
I think he's a good quarter. Like he's like I would say he's better than average. I just think he's kind of been shot down. A little bit confidence boost in the run
Well,
game.
yeah.
Fuck man, that dude's got a cannon too. That dude's got a cannon. So
Shanahan offense, you have a strong arm and you're mobile to do like his like the bootleg and rollouts and maybe go get 5 yards if you need to.
if needed.
But that offense is so good and his scheme is so solid. It just works. Like if you just work within the system, it's gonna work for you.
Okay, I take back what I said. Niners at 4, Jaguars 5, and then we got the Dolphins 6, Cowboys 7.
Who's gonna be like the NFL dumpster fire?
Colts.
Really?
You gotta think about it, man. I mean, defense is cool, right?
Yeah.
But Anthony Richardson, as promising as he looks,
he's a rookie. It's
not only that, he's a project.
Yeah.
He's got all these accolades, but lights don't turn on until year 3, realistically, for quarterbacks, unless he's some sort of Patrick Mahomes genius that nobody caught on to. Which, to be fair, bro, I think you're gonna be great. I think it's just gonna take I think average. I think he might be a 4-year project, realistically. I hope you give him that time too. I think we're either us or the Cardinals because Kyler's out for a majority of their beginning. So that's.
I was gonna say the Cardinals are gonna be a dumpster fire this year.
I,
One who's getting another start this year, Geno Smith.
He played very well.
He did play very well. I think he was top in like completion percentage last year. Yeah.
He got paid on this last season, right?
He did get paid. He finally got paid.
3-year, 35 million a year, right? 105, 3-year.
His quote though after that game when they beat the Broncos. His quote, I forgot what he said though, but that was huge. That was a savage quote to drop on TV on national television.
That was just a big win, especially like
we fumbled twice at the 1-yard line. Both our running backs, Gordon and Javonte.
I understand. I had Carson Wentz. I understand fumbling at the 1-yard line.
Okay. Here's the thing about Carson Wentz. He has a very strong arm, and he's a very mobile dude. I think he gets in his own head too much.
Oh, for sure. For sure. No. It's all in his head. It's and that's the thing with Sam Darnold. That's why I was saying, like,
they have the tools.
It's all in their head. And Reich is great. I think he's great with a quarterback that's not broken. Once they're broken, he can't fix them. He's not a fixer,
Yeah.
So Bryce Young, I think, is a great place for him to be in.
Who's like your surprise? Who has the biggest upside, you think, this year?
Like compared to last year?
Yeah.
The Jags.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. I don't think our division, which is insanely weak. You got to understand, there are 3 new starting quarterbacks in the AFC South.
That's right.
Will Levis went to the Titans. CJ Stroud to the Texans. Anthony Richardson to the Colts. It's not honest. I'll throw the Titans into the dumpster fire, though they do still have Tannehill, so maybe not, and Derrick Henry, but it's gonna be kind of easy picks, I think, for the AFC South. If I'm being honest, I'm still gonna root for my boys. Go Colts all day, every day, but I think it's gonna be a bit of a dumpster fire, unfortunately. Who's yours? You said the Cardinals.
Yeah. I don't even know who's on the team anymore.
They still have Diop.
Still have Ertz, right? They have Zach Ertz still. I just feel like it's all going to be on...
James Conner still their running back. Kyler's hurt.
Yeah.
They still have... Their defense nasty.
Cole McCoy's like not a bad backup.
Buda Baker. They got Isaiah Simmons.
But even last year, they had all these people. And they still just couldn't...
Yeah. I mean,
Kyler pulls off some Kyler magic here and there, but... It's not like Mahomes magic where Mahomes...
They're also missing Diop the first 6 games.
That's true. That is true.
Which is a big difference. Like, which is stupid. That whole PD bullshit.
I'm not even thinking about like Like I see like Carolina and like all these other teams. I'm not even like who knows? Who knows?
New quarterback, young quarterback.
I feel like they're just starting to figure out Justin Fields is like
Mm-hmm.
what he can do,
I agree. I think he's similar.
but he has no weapons.
He's similar to Anthony Richardson, where he's gonna take a little
Did
bit.
they
But
draft a receiver? The Bears. Oh, they did take that tackle.
okay.
That's solid.
Eh, eh. Defense, defense, shocker.
Running back.
He was the second to Bijan Robinson. He's good. He was really good because I mean Austin played twice against
Can you
Bama.
click on Tyler Scott?
Played Cincy.
That's like a slot guy.
Yeah, he's tiny. God damn, he's tiny. What was his 4444? That's nothing crazy.
Standard these days.
Yeah. I mean, but he was a fourth round pick, so yeah. I mean,
Mm.
it, that's what I'm saying. You look at their draft and it's all defense, and you're not surprised because that's literally what the Bears do. They're just defensive team. They ain't finna make no moves. Like Tyler, like
Because who I'm trying to think of the receivers right now.
oh, they got fucking Penny Sewell's little brother.
Okay.
He's just decent at Oregon. He's decent. Justin Herbert's little brother plays tight end there.
At Oregon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Justin Herbert could have a really good season. I love Justin Herbert.
Yeah, now he's actually got a fucking offensive coordinator. His
Yep.
only good season, Shane Steichen. This is offensive coordinator. But honestly, what's his face? I'm blanking on his name. Who? Kellen Moore. He's great. He's a great coordinator. He's a great I can't believe he transitioned so quickly from playing to coordinator, excelling. Honestly, he draws up a good game.
I think it's easy once it's like fresh in your mind. You're not overthinking it.
Even then, it just some people it doesn't translate from, especially with like offensive coordinators, because it's like playing quarterback. Like you understand the offense, right? But scheming up an offense, like you have to be brilliant in order to truly scheme up an offense that is reliable. And typically, those quarterbacks that are like that are the ones making multi-millions. So by the time they're done playing, they're not going to waste their fucking time coaching.
Yeah.
So even if you're backup, like it's not like you can scheme up an offense. You can understand it, but it's not like you can draw it up yourself. It's impressive.
Some people can play, can't coach. Some people can coach and don't really need to play.
He could do both.
Some do both.
He could low-key play. Frank Reich, that's another example. Doug Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple of them out there. Decent little players back in their day. You want to talk? Let's talk. We want to talk a little bit about Matt Ariza?
Yeah.
And then we'll take a little pause break and then finish up with some of these stuff. Well, Matty Ariza, for those that don't know, was convicted or not convicted? Was what's the word?
Alleged.
Allegedly, so Matt Ariza was a part of some misconduct of a minor, with multiple people involved. Apparently, allegedly. Come to find out, the man is was what's the word? He had no fault in it. But there's another word. He's completely acquitted of all charges. It was proven that he wasn't even involved with the action at all.
Mm-hmm.
He was a punter for the Bills, and he had just gotten drafted from SDSU. And then these whole allegations came about, and Bills dropped him. Everyone had basically said, "You're the scum of the earth. You're done. Like, there's nothing left for you in the NFL." Well, come to find out, he is acquitted of all charges. Wasn't involved with it. Sorry for going a long way about getting where we need to be. That's shitty.
Yeah.
Cancer culture in this day and age is too much. Like, the people just assume, and like I think it has. We talked about it a little bit. I think it has to do with this instant gratification. It's also like instant dissatisfaction, where someone is said to have done something, and instantly they're wrong. It's guilty until proven innocent instead of what it should be, vice versa.
Yeah.
Which sometimes,
Everyone's been on the mindset of you're just guilty now.
you're just guilty.
And even if you do prove your innocence, if it's still not what the group wants it to be, like the group think of like how many people like act and do these days, it'll always hurt you.
Always. It's sad, man, because the kid almost had his life completely fucked up. Completely. For something he wasn't even involved with. Kind of like you remember that cat out of Baylor? Big dog. I think he played either D-end or tight end.
Oh, the ridiculously yoked one?
Yeah.
Sean Oakman?
Oakman or something like that. Yeah. Was touted to be, potentially one of the best players in the NFL ever. All of a sudden, someone said, was it the same thing?
I really can't remember.
And we don't need to get into it, but still, came back around that it never happened, and his life was ruined. Luckily, Matarazzo, I mean, I think the key difference here is black versus white, but shit got solved quick, And this was last season where this all happened. Now Big Dog's gonna try it with the Jets. Which is good, But you were saying you think that's always gonna stick with them, regardless, even if he's acquitted.
It's like if me or you were to go on trial for oh man, what's like I'm trying to think of something bad, but not like too bad. Let's say like I got convicted of like, oh, you can't say those words. Or I got not convicted.
Robbery.
Yeah. Let's say I was going around town mugging people.
Yeah.
And everyone thought I did it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got proved wasn't me, it was someone else. But if you were to look my name up, that's the first thing that's gonna pop up.
Always gonna be there.
It's gonna be the whole proceedings, and people are gonna read a couple snippets. Because you wanna know what? There's no quotes and reels are the new quotes. People only watch 30 seconds and they take that as fact without any of what happened before or what happens after.
Live their life in 30 seconds.
Whatever happens in that little gap defines who you are a lot of times to people.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think a lot of people, it kind of ties into like why people just like at this point in time, they're not successful because they're not willing to sit there and take their L's and take their L's and take their L's to eventually take that big dub. It plays into the here, with Matt Riza. Everyone was taking their big dub, their little W, and now all of a sudden they're taking a big L because he had nothing to do with it, and people were ready to say, "Hey, you're written off, you're done, you want nothing to do with you." And shit, there's people in this world, this world that like have done way worse than that motherfucker, and they still get another chance. And there's still people, I'm sure, to this day, or not to this day, because it just happened, but saying now like, nah, sorry, don't play, you're not allowed, like, can't trust you.
Because the whole mindset, you shouldn't even be accused of that, or accusations shouldn't be leveled against you. Yeah.
When there's smoke, there's fires. It's usually where the saying that people use in this situation. It's crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. I feel for the guy. But yeah, I think maybe now we get into a little bit of weed here. Recording in 3, 2, 1. So we want to sit here, talk a little bit about the
Talk about the greens, the green in the green zone.
But well, that is part of the green zone. So you had actually sent me something that it's not out yet, but the Ross himself roller. I think that may be the way of the future.
It looks so cool.
Like, I was trying to see how much it would cost. I mean, I assume that'd be something like that, probably 100, $200, but it grinds up your weed for you and then properly rolls it into a cone.
And you can store 10 in there.
10 cones, so you can store 10. God,
yeah.
Damn. Bruh.
Like, and it weighs it.
Really?
It's a scale. Dude, it's everything you need.
Bruh. Like, I'm all about the gadgets when it comes to weed. I want everything to make my life easier. I have crinkly ass fingers. My fingers are not coordinated, so rolling weed like a joint for me is a bitch. That would make life so much. And there's a bunch of people in the comments. Like I scrolled through, They're all pissed off. We're going, you can roll your own, yada, yada, yada. Who gives a fuck?
Especially when it's like all about time and like I got stuff to do.
What if you have arthritis? That's
Yeah.
why a lot of people smoke weed. Who gives a fuck?
If I can come home, if every day all I do is like drop weed into a thing, and I'm gonna leave my house with 2 pre rolls, I'm gonna come home to 8 more.
Who cares? It makes your life easier. It ain't affecting you. Is it the same? Like, if you're gonna roll a joint, you're still gonna use raw papers, realistically, right? What's the difference?
You
If
get
they want to
mad.
pay a little extra money to make their lives easier, why are you getting mad by it?
Yeah.
You know what I think it is? It's funny as hell. I think because stoners are inherently lazy, right? I think it is. That's the one act of them not being lazy, and they're like holding on to it to prove like they're not lazy. And it's like, nah, dog. Like I'm a guy. I'm naturally lazy without the weed, but I'm all about efficiency. I want to get shit done as soon and as easy as possible. You telling me they go roll it for me? All I gotta do is close the cone at the end. Fuck.
I would say probably one of the most annoying things growing up is like whoever was like the best roller would roll, and then they would talk while they're doing it. So it took an extra 10, 15 minutes. They wanted to tell some story.
You gotta do it like this, and
It's like, no, put that in the machine, keep talking. Oh, cool. Comes out, twist up,
we're good to
spark
go.
up.
We good to go.
Good to go.
Like that's the same. Like we were talking. So you were asking a little bit about the Puffco Peak. It is the best invention when it comes to dabbing, because what it does is when you're dabbing, you gotta take your your piece, which usually you call it a bong. You can do it out of a bong, whatever. It has a nail attachment to it. You're sitting there heating that up for minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, right? Trying to get that shit super hot, and then you gotta let it cool down for a minute because you can't take it too hot because the weed becomes carcinogenic. And then you take your dab, and then it's all at once, so you're just like smacked in the face, like, oh, welcome to the world, right? Then you got the Puffco Peak. You choose your dab size. You put it in there before it even gets hot. You let it steam up to the temperature that you want it to be. Not steam, but it's heating.
Yeah.
It's used through coils, electric coils, like you would with your fucking vapes. Heats up. You get to. There's a whole app where you can control the exact temperature that you're taking the dab at. It hovers around that temperature. If you need to raise it during the dab, if you need to extend the time, you can do it on the device or on the app. And it's all smooth. It's over a minute to 2 minutes. You can do 30 seconds. You can control your heat. Like you're taking the perfect dab every time for the person. Make your life easier. I don't understand it's a little bit more expensive. Like if you can't pay for it, I get it. But I know in stoners, they like to have expensive shit when it comes to they won't spend money on like basic shit, but then when it comes to weed, they want to have like the best nice spawn. They want to have like the newest toys. Like, why not? Make your life
Solid
easier.
investments.
Yeah, man. Make your guys' life easier. If you want to smoke some marijuana, invest in something to make your life easier. Because honestly, at the end of the day, stoners are lazy. Weed makes you a little bit lazy. But if you are efficient about your laziness, think about this. Because the weed, like when you smoke weed, right, it takes a little bit to hit you. And like a body in motion stays in motion. If you sit down rolling that joint and smoking it right there, you're already sitting down. But say that joint is being rolled for you while you're out, doing some cleaning. Then all of a sudden you clean, you spark that joint while you're cleaning, you're smoking and cleaning. Oh shit. Well, I got some momentum. I might as well do my damn laundry. Oh, I did my laundry. I might as well sit down and try to do a little bit of editing. I might as well try to do some homework. I might as well try to learn a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the momentum, man. Stoners don't have to be lazy. You just got to be smart. Speaking of which, is it possible to be a healthy stoner? I've been on this mission. There are some of them out there that truly exist, but for the mass majority, because one of the
Yeah, just controlling your cravings, I feel like.
but that's the thing.
It's
Weed
so
cravings are overpowering.
Oh yeah.
It's tough, man. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to like even when I'm high, but like when I'm high, I want something sweet. I want something like salty. I want chips. I want a soda. I want some candy. How do you replace that with like fruit or like a healthy smoothie or like I mean, there's healthy alternatives, of course, but is it possible?
I think it's possible. I think you've really got to be disciplined about it.
Yeah. I don't think it's. I mean, it does come down to discipline at the end of the day. That really is what it is. But like, there's so many health benefits to weed. There's also a lot of health negatives if you do it wrong. Like if you let the munchies get out of control, you let your diet get out of whack.
Mhm.
Like weed's not good for you in that aspect, man. It's all about control. You know when we're talking about it, it's all about the control. It's all about moderation, and I don't think that's preached enough. Because I mean, I know a lot of. I know I'm going on a little bit of rant, but working at a dispensary for 5 years, you see a lot of different people come in and out. I've seen lawyers, school teachers, engineers, cops, not cops. Actually, I haven't seen a cop come into it. But I have, but they didn't buy anything. They were shaking us down type of thing. But I've seen people from all different walks of life come in and just try it, come in and be the fattest stoners I've ever seen. Like, it stoners come in all shapes and sizes. There's not just this one stigma that they are just like they are lazy, they are degenerates, and they just kind of sit around, fart around. Like, sure, there are those people that are like that, and sure, like weed does make you take a step down sometimes, but it ain't it isn't what I think the world really tries to make it out to be. It's not like this horrible thing that like ruins people's lives and makes them.
I think it's generally accepted, well, especially here like in California.
Mhm.
It's really accepted
Now.
because the whole like California sober.
Yeah. I would agree, but I don't, I'm trying to.
But don't get me wrong, when I was like younger and I would smoke, I don't smoke anymore, really.
Mm.
I would go with like a whole box of like cereal.
No, like when we first started smoking, we talked about it. Like our ritual every week was go smoke on Sunday, go get McDonald's. Like the food just tastes so much better. But if you're smart about it, you eat right most of the time. You still get high, and eventually or occasionally, you indulge yourself a little bit of the sweet ignorance of some munchies. You'd be okay. But on the opposite side of that spectrum, Jack in the Box got rid of I'm the chicken tater munchie meal no longer exists. Jack in the Box, if you're fucking looking at me right now, if you're happy to hearing this podcast, we're disappointed in you. Okay? I'm looking right at this camera.
F tier.
Jack in the Box, I'm staring at the camera. You talk about the restaurant.
F tier.
It's not a great restaurant overall. You guys have very few things that are decent. One of them was a fucking chicken tater munchie melt, and you took it away. Now you got your basic ass burgers as your munchie meals. Disappointed you, Jack in the Box. Fucking disappointed, dog. I was like lit the other night, and all I wanted was a chicken tater. Like, and it was a long day, like had shit going on all day, so I wasn't like eating dinner till like 11 at night, and that's all I wanted because there's a Jack in the Box right there. And now Jack in the Box, you're fucked because I'm done.
I will get the milkshakes though, because their machine doesn't break.
Fuck McDonald's. Like one of my favorite things to get from McDonald's is one of them. God, we went from healthy to unhealthy real quick, but is just a cone, classic vanilla cone. There ain't much better for $1. Just sit there.
Is it even $1 anymore?
Probably not. Probably like $3. But McDonald's, lower your prices, please. Please, we're begging.
We don't eat there because it's good. We eat there because it's cheap.
Yeah, it's okay. But you're not my go-to. Like, you were my go-to because you remember when they first came out with that 1, 2, 3 menu?
I was thinking of the 50 nuggets for like $10. That was awesome.
You could get 40 for like 10. That's kind of the exchange now, so not too bad. But no, the 1, 2, 3 menu. They had like the McChicken was $1. They had the like single hamburgers were $1. The McDoubles were $2. You could get a sausage McMuffin with egg for $3. When I worked at Herbs, I go get that, get 2 of them, $6 for a meal, like a fat meal. Oh man, come back.
Did like 2 for $5 McGriddles at one point. That was clutch. Like I had to get up early. It was late driving somewhere, and you can eat. It fits so perfectly in my hand. You just eat it when you drove.
You ever get the triple stack?
No.
Triple stack McMuffin. They had to let triple stack McGriddle. It was the egg, bacon, sausage patty, bacon again, or maybe it was flipped with the bacon.
Ooh.
But it was you walk away and you're just like, I felt like shit, but that was some of the best food in terms of fast food. Like
In the moment, it hits so well.
so good,
So good in the
especially if you're
moment.
stoned, dog. Oh, my like ritual now is like because you use the McDonald's app.
No.
McDonald's has an app and they have deals on them, right? So every Sunday I go and I get buy one get one for sausage McMuffins or egg McMuffins for breakfast sandwiches. Like you need to make girls too. $5, I get 2 sandwiches. All right. Occasionally, I'll do the buy one get one for $1 hash browns. I get 2 hash browns. What the fuck?
Mhm.
It's a good day. McDonald's breakfast is fire, man.
Breakfast hash browns are the shit.
Mm-hmm. Can't go wrong. What else should we talk about? Should we talk about anything else? Should we end it there?
Yeah, I think we have it there.
Okay. I'm fucking tired. Well, thank you for watching. I'll probably cut this part out anyways and record it at a different time. But if you're still watching, if you made it through the whole episode with us, we
appreciate it.
Yeah, we do. We truly do. Because I know some of the shit could be monotonous. And me just talking to a mic, ranting about some bullshit. Can be entertaining, but it can be monotonous. Look at Trav. He about to fall asleep right now. My ass has been boring for the last half hour. So I apologize. My friends, family, have a great day. We'll talk soon.
Peace.